From rejected waitress to global pop queen, discover how Dua Lipa transformed discrimination and failure into worldwide domination. This is the incredible story of the Albanian girl from London who refused to change her identity and conquered the music industry on her own terms. Prepare for pure inspiration.
Biographical, Dua Lipa in a cramped flat in North London, a teenage girl with dreams bigger than her circumstances practiced singing into a hairbrush while her immigrant parents worked multiple jobs just to keep the lights on, never imagining that their daughter's voice would one day dominate charts worldwide and make her one of the most powerful women in music. This wasn't just any ordinary girl dreaming of stardom, this was Dua Lipa, who would transform from a rejected waitress facing constant discrimination into a global pop phenomenon, proving that talent, determination, and refusing to compromise your identity can conquer any industry, no matter how impossible the odds seem. Born on August 22, 1995. In London to Albanian parents Anissa and Gjukagin Lipa, Dua's early life was shaped by the complex reality of being caught between two worlds, the traditional Albanian culture of her family and the modern British society where she was trying to find her place. Her father, Gjukagin, had been the frontman of a Kosovar rock band called Oda, giving Dua her first exposure to music, while her mother Anissa worked tirelessly in various jobs to support the family's modest lifestyle in West Hampstead. The Lipa household was filled with music, struggle, and an unshakable belief in the power of hard work. Dua's name, which means love in Albanian, proved prophetic as she would eventually make the world fall in love with her voice, her style, and her unapologetic authenticity. But her childhood was far from easy. The family faced financial difficulties, and Dua often felt like an outsider at school, too Albanian for her British classmates and too British for her Albanian relatives. When Dua was 11, her family made the dramatic decision to move back to Kosovo, where her father had been offered an opportunity to work in marketing and communications. For young Dua, this move was traumatic. She was torn away from the only home she had ever known and thrust into a completely different culture and language. In Pristina, she struggled to fit in, feeling more British than ever while surrounded by her Albanian heritage. This period of displacement and cultural confusion would later fuel her music with themes of identity, belonging, and the search for home. The teenager who returned to London at 15 was different from the girl who had left. Dua had developed a fierce independence and a clear vision of what she wanted from life. She convinced her parents to let her return to London alone to pursue her education and, secretly, her music career. Living with family friends and later in youth hostels, Dua enrolled at Sylvia Young Theatre School, but her real education was happening in the small venues and open mic nights scattered across London. Her early attempts to break into the music industry were met with crushing rejection and often cruel discrimination. Record label executives told her that her name was too difficult to pronounce, that her look wasn't commercial enough, that her Albanian background would limit her appeal to British audiences. Some suggested she change her name to something more accessible, advice that Dua rejected outright. She was determined to succeed as herself, not as some manufactured version designed to fit industry expectations. To support herself while chasing her dreams, Dua worked as a waitress at various restaurants and nightclubs across London. The job was demanding and often humiliating. She faced harassment from customers, discrimination from managers, and the constant exhaustion of working late shifts before spending her days writing songs and seeking opportunities. Many nights, she would finish her shift at 2 a.m., then wake up at 6 a.m. to attend auditions or recording sessions, running on nothing but determination and strong coffee. The breakthrough almost didn't happen. After years of rejection, Dua was close to giving up when she decided to take control of her own narrative. Using her savings from waitressing, she began recording covers and posting them on YouTube and SoundCloud. Her cover of Hotter Than Hell by herself showcased not just her incredible voice but her unique style and visual aesthetic. The video went viral, but more importantly, it caught the attention of Ben Mawson and Ed Millett, who would become her managers and believe in her vision when the rest of the industry saw only obstacles. Signing with Warner Music Group in 2014 was just the beginning of Dua's real journey. Her early singles, including New Love and Be the One, showcased a mature sound that blended pop sensibilities with deeper electronic influences. But it was her attitude and approach that set her apart. She was involved in every aspect of her music, from writing and production to visual concepts and styling. She refused to be just a pretty face singing other people's songs. She was determined to be a complete artist with something meaningful to say. New Rules, released in 2017, changed everything. The song's empowering message about self-respect and moving on from toxic relationships resonated with millions of young women worldwide. But it wasn't just the song that made it a phenomenon. The music video, with its iconic choreography and visual storytelling, became a cultural moment. The dance moves went viral across social media platforms, and suddenly Dua Lipa wasn't just a singer, she was a movement. The success of New Rules opened doors that had been firmly shut just years before. Suddenly, the same industry executives who had told her to change her name were lining up to work with her. But Dua's approach to success was as strategic as her approach to overcoming failure. She carefully chose collaborations that enhanced rather than compromised her artistic vision, working with artists like Calvin Harris, Silk City, and later, collaborating on remixes that kept her music fresh and relevant across different audiences. Her debut album, released in 2017, was both a commercial and critical success, but more importantly, it established Dua as an artist with longevity rather than just a one-hit wonder. Songs like Idgaf and One Kiss showcased her range while maintaining the confident, empowering themes that had become her trademark. Her live performances revealed another dimension of her talent, a commanding stage presence that could fill stadiums while maintaining an intimate connection with her audience. The Grammy wins that followed, including Best New Artist, were validation not just of her talent but of her decision to stay true to herself despite industry pressure to conform. Standing on stage accepting awards, Dua represented something powerful for young women, especially those from immigrant families, proof that you could succeed without compromising your identity or changing who you are to fit someone else's expectations. Future Nostalgia, her second album, elevated Dua from pop star to cultural icon. Released during the global pandemic, the album's disco-influenced sound provided exactly what the world needed, music that made people want to dance despite being stuck at home. Songs like Don't Start Now, Physical, and Levitating dominated charts worldwide and established Dua as one of the defining pop artists of her generation. The success of Future Nostalgia also showcased Dua's evolution as a businesswoman and brand builder. Her fashion choices became as influential as her music, with major luxury brands competing to dress her for appearances and red carpets. But unlike many celebrities who simply wear what stylists choose, Dua was actively involved in developing her aesthetic, working with designers to create looks that reflected her personality and artistic vision. Her influence on social media and digital culture became undeniable. TikTok dances to her songs garnered billions of views, her fashion choices sparked global trends, and her outspoken support for social and political causes inspired young people worldwide to engage with important issues. Dua used her platform responsibly, speaking out about women's rights, LGBTQ+ issues, and supporting her Albanian heritage through various charitable initiatives. The transformation from struggling waitress to global superstar was complete, but Dua's approach to fame remained grounded in the values that had sustained her through the difficult years. She continued to write her own music, remained close to her family, and never forgot the discrimination and rejection she had faced on her way to success. These experiences informed not just her music but her approach to business and her treatment of others in the industry. Her romantic relationships, particularly her high-profile relationship with model Anwar Hadid, were subjected to intense media scrutiny, but Dua maintained her privacy while being open about the importance of finding someone who supported her career and independence. Her approach to balancing public life with personal relationships became a model for other young celebrities navigating similar challenges. The business empire Dua built around her music career demonstrated sophisticated understanding of modern celebrity and brand management. Her newsletter service 95, her podcast appearances, and her careful curation of brand partnerships showed an artist who understood that success in the modern music industry required much more than just making great songs. Her advocacy for her Albanian heritage and Kosovo independence brought international attention to causes that were personally meaningful to her. Rather than shying away from her background as some had advised early in her career, Dua embraced it and used her platform to educate the world about Albanian culture and the struggles of the Kosovar people. The evolution of Dua's sound and style across her career showed an artist who was constantly growing and experimenting while maintaining the core elements that made her unique. Her collaborations with artists across different genres and cultures demonstrated both her versatility and her commitment to pushing boundaries rather than simply repeating successful formulas. Her impact on fashion and beauty standards has been particularly significant for young women from diverse backgrounds. Dua's unapologetic embrace of her natural features, combined with her bold fashion choices, has challenged traditional beauty standards and encouraged young women to celebrate their own unique characteristics rather than conforming to narrow ideals. As Dua continues to evolve as an artist, entrepreneur, and cultural influencer, her story serves as inspiration for anyone who has ever felt like an outsider or been told they need to change who they are to succeed. From that teenage girl practicing in her North London flat to one of the most powerful women in music, Dua Lipa's journey proves that authenticity, hard work, and refusing to compromise your identity can triumph over any obstacle. Today, Dua Lipa represents the best of modern pop music and the power of staying true to yourself while building a global career. Her story continues to inspire while proving that the music industry, and the world, is ready for artists who refuse to fit into conventional boxes and instead create their own path to success.
Dua's journey proves that staying true to yourself is the ultimate superpower. From North London flats to Grammy stages, she showed us that authenticity and persistence can conquer any industry. Subscribe for more incredible music success stories, like if Dua inspired your dreams. Share your favorite Dua Lipa song,